So I take Ethan to this music class every Sunday, and they sing this song. Today they sang. Sometimes we sing "Baby Beluga." Are you familiar with the Baby Beluga? You haven't gotten to that stage yet?
No, not yet.
It's pretty sweet. Song. But anyway, so today the woman who teaches this class is very kind of weird. But anyway, she's like, "Oh yeah, let's play some whale sounds. Sounds of the ocean while we play Baby Beluga." So she fumbled with her phone for 2 minutes to connect it to the Bluetooth to play whale sounds or something like that. Which had, the kids who had no idea what was going on. So
Sure.
I don't know what the point of it was. But it did remind me, so I spent the rest of the class thinking about when we used to fancy ourselves DJs back in college days, and you came home and you were very excited one day because you had found at the record store the whale songs. It was like a double album of whale songs or something like that. And so then we just spent the next week weaving in whale songs to whatever beat we were.
I forgotten about that, and I do remember that, and I liked it. So I don't know.
I did too. I enjoyed it.
I don't know that we didn't probably get. We weren't very. It wasn't very popular, but it was critically acclaimed in our circle.
It was critically something. I don't know.
It was something.
Acclaim was the right word, but
I had fun, and that's what I cared about.
For sure.
All right. It was scratched. It was like we can get word with a beat going on the other one too.
Oh,
you know.
Oh yeah.
It worked for me.
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
I got my sweet jerk off, put some shoes on.
That train is off the track.
Who doesn't love the bouncy castle?
Hitler. Just prepare to... so just prepare to be awash in undebeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is February 27th, and this is episode 577. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials and former, maybe future season ticket holder. This show, we're going to discuss two games against OKC and BOS, Boston. Joining me this show is one of our analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. From the high school home of Jameson Brewer, Silver Spring, Maryland, it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up, Joey? Shout out to the other Undebeatables. Seems like if you don't have a child, then you can have a life outside of podcasting. But also shout out to my in-laws from Boston, who were very confident going into said game against the Pacers. And I am looking forward to their next visit. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Colson is out with stress reaction, and Harper got a DNP, coach's decision. So hopefully they'll be motivated next week to play. But we're tanking too. We got to go down with the team.
That's right. We got to have the least amount of talent available for any given podcast.
I thought Harper and Colson had good shows last week, so we had to sit them down.
That's exactly right. This is egregious. The league might get on us for this one, though. Like, this is just intentional.
Right. We're below the salary cap. This is
below the floor.
The floor, yeah. Yeah, this is we might raise some ire, but whatever. I trust the process.
Yes, of course.
And if you want to help us get above the salary floor, you can head over to patreon.com/undebeatables and support us for as little as $1 per month. That dollar will help us get just to the salary floor is all we're looking for. We all need the veterans minimum at this point, and I don't think we're quite there just yet. But you can also get a beautiful koozie. I can see Jason is taking advantage of that right now. You have to be a patron or one of the hosts, and you get or went to your wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get a beautiful koozie sent right to you. Again, that's patreon.com/undebeatables. So it was a short week. All-Star game was last Sunday, and then we had much of the week off for the team in the league. First game back was, Friday evening, February 25th. Pacers taking on OKC. This one, I was concerned that the Pacers were not going to be able to lose to the OKC, who's terrible. I guess in truth, their record is almost the same as ours, but OKC comes out on top, 125 over the Pacers. The big surprise for me this game, Malcolm Brogdon back on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know when I expected to see him, but he's back. He played. He had a beautiful first quarter and then was quiet much of the rest of the game. Halliburton, a nice game from him, 14 points, 11 assists, and Buddy Hield, top dog on the scoring column, 29 points. But for the evening, it's a Gilgis.
SGA. Just say SGA.
SGA. It's the J sound of the Gilgis. Gilgis Alexander dropping 36 on us. And A. Wiggins, just one of them.
And not the one you think, not the All-Star.
No, it's the other one. Aaron Wiggins dropping eight on us. So Pacers lose this game to OKC and take a night off Sunday with the early game against Boston, and Pacers took them to town on this one. It was 128-107, pretty solid fashion. 2 quarters of 35 or more, 39 in to bring it in the second quarter to bring it into halftime, and finish strong with 35 in the fourth quarter to seal the game. But that's not something I've seen much of from this team this season. Brogdon, I don't know. Brogdon played 2 games in a row, so I don't know. It seems like things could be turning around for him. Halliburton, 22 points. O'Shea Brissett rocking 27. And Jalen Smith and Chris Duarte, 11 and 12 off the bench for those guys. Jason Tatum, good evening for him for 24 points, and Jaylen Brown with 23. But they did not have what it takes when it counted. Shout out to Boston. Jason, anything interesting in these 2 games you saw?
I mean, it's just good to have basketball back in our lives after a long break there, for sure. But no, I mean, these were, I thought, very fun games. I watched all of the OKC game, and then we were listening to the Boston game in the background. And, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I think that, the best highlight is in the past 3 weeks or whatever since the trade, or 2 weeks maybe even, we've seen more alley-oop dunks on from this team than we have probably in the previous 10 years. So it's just like fun basketball. And I thought, so the other thing to take away from this weekend was we got our first look at a potential future backcourt of Halliburton and Brogdon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, these are low stakes games, but I will say I thought that they balanced each other pretty well. I mean, they were sort of monitoring Brogdon's minutes. He didn't play, much in the fourth quarter of that OKC game, and definitely not in overtime. But I thought they shared the load pretty well. I was glad to see that Carlisle was still just putting the ball into Halliburton's hands and making him the playmaker and distributor. He gets 11 assists in the OKC game and 9 in the Boston game. And the brighter spot for me was, and actually my wife Jill commented on this, was, Brogdon seemed happy. Like he was like smiling, like more than I've seen him smile in the last couple of years or something like that. So, Halliburton cures all, I guess, is the potential outcome of all of this or whatever. So, did you get a chance to catch any of this action?
Yeah, I got to see some of the OKC game, and that like you said with the alley-oops, it's just something that I kept forgetting that was like an option, like for our team to do, and like there'd be I'd see like there's like a like Halliburton would like drive into the lane, and then I'm like, oh, where's he gonna go? And he just puts this weird pass near the rim, but like it's not a shot, and then Isaiah jumps up, and I'm like, oh right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was smart. Yeah, good, well done. So yeah, it is just more fun. With no pressure. Basically, they're just trying to see what works, and there's not pressure to win games.
That's right.
Not from us.
Yeah, they're playing fast and loose, and
yeah,
and it's really fun to watch. Your boy Lance, I thought, was the star of the game in that OKC game. I mean, he hit a couple of huge 3-pointers throughout the game. The most notable one with a second and a half left in regulation to send it to overtime. Was such an exciting play that even assistant coaches were doing air guitar on the sideline in celebration. Like, that was super fun. And then before he did that, though, I thought it was I don't know if you remember the previous time we played OKC. It was a comedy of errors, and each team was trying to give the win to the other team because nobody wanted to win. And a similar thing happened in this one. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, that is a hard name to say. SGA goes to the line. He's been killing us. He could ice it, but he misses 2 straight free throws. The Pacers just have a comedy of errors, throwing the ball away. Cannot hit a shot to save our lives down the last 5 minutes or whatever. But yeah, somehow go to overtime, and then thankfully OKC takes over. And both teams in overtime, actually, it took until I think each team had scored 2 points up until the last 30 seconds of overtime or something like that. So yeah, very, very hilarious.
Well, also in that game, I did see Lance he got a flagrant foul against his face. I don't know if you saw that one, but
yes, he did.
He got, all I could think of was what did the 5 fingers say to the face? And it was slap. It didn't look like much. I didn't think it looked like much in real time, but then in slow motion, it was plain as day that it did not look intentional at all. But it was. Oh, yeah. But it was certainly a basketball play. But it was, you got to be careful with
these days, that's just an automatic flagrant foul.
Yeah,
they call
yeah. And then he missed them both.
Lance, of course, gets 2 free throws, which I had never seen this before, where you get 2 free throws to make 1, and he missed them both. But then we get the ball out of bounds. So.
Wait, what is it? I thought I heard that.
Yeah. So because he had made the shot, he was going to the line for an extra free throw anyway. But then apparently, if there's a flagrant foul on top of it, you get the biggest benefit is to get the ball back.
Sure.
Right. But they're not going to give you. So in order to do that, the technical free throw has to be like the ladder of the free throws. And so I guess the way they just do it is you get 2 chances to make 1 free throw.
Oh, okay.
Regardless of the outcome, then so if he had made the first one, then it would just be Pacers ball out of bounds.
Okay.
Which apparently that happened in one other game previously this year, but
I didn't notice that.
Or at least one other Pacers game. But I guess I had never noticed that before. Because usually on a flagrant foul, you don't make a shot. So it's like a very rare instance. But
maybe called the Lance rule. I don't know.
Could be. Could very well be. But yeah, so that was the OKC game. And then the Boston game, like, you know, obviously Pacers just go nuts from 3-point range. I think we were 17 of 33 or something like that. Like, insane. And Boston couldn't hit throw it in the ocean. So that was the main difference in this game. But you could just feel the excitement from Mark Boyle as I was listening. Like, this team is playing hard and playing fun and, like, doing things for one another and pulling for one another. You know, O'Shea Brissett goes nuts in this game, so he gets a post-game interview and, is talking about how this team is really gelling on and off the court or whatever. So that's a good sign, I guess. I think in the long run that's a good sign, but in the short run, maybe we want to temper our, how that plays out into wins and losses, I guess. But
yeah, and that's sort of my concern. One of my concerns for this season is that, I'm happy when the team is having fun, but I want the team to. I want to get a good draft pick, but I don't want to break the team. Break their spirit in the process, if that's possible. Right. And so, if they can, win 1 out of 3, or even for the rest of the season, and have a good time, and want to come back and do it again, then that's what I'm looking for.
Well, and then I guess if you think of it as like, karma, the basketball god should reward teams for, like, putting in good effort and playing, good ball and doing good chemistry. So even if we climb up a couple spots, but we're doing the good things, it's still a lottery. So we could still land in the top 3 or whatever. So you just have a lower chance of doing that. So yeah, no,
True.
But I again, fun stuff to watch. Much more fun than it was a month ago watching this basketball team. So
for sure.
And so coming up this week, important games in Tankapalooza land. Pacers travel to Orlando on Monday, and then stay in Orlando. Probably go to Disney World on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday play the Magic again in Orlando. Friday, fly up to Detroit to play the Pistons. And then on Sunday, travel to the DMV to play the Washington Wizards. Seemingly, there will be a mini Undebeatacon as Mr. Colson is going to make a trip here, and we're going to go catch my first live basketball in 2 years.
Nice.
Over 2 years. So.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen a away, not back to back, but like play the same team twice in a row. I don't know that I've seen that before. Not in the playoffs,
Right. Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing, but cuts down on travel a little bit, but it's just
I can't
different.
remember last year. I thought they worked in some of those, but maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, this is a weird road trip though. It's a 4-game road trip, all in the Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference, yeah,
and all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. Florida, Michigan, DC. We've I don't know if we mentioned on the show at least, but I know that the Pacers have been cursed with the easiest strength schedule for the rest of the season. So the tank is going to be harder than previously anticipated.
That's right.
So we got this snot beat out of us for the first part of the season, and then when we need to lose, it's gonna be difficult.
Well, especially the way this team is starting to come together.
Yeah. You can't ship everyone off. You can't cut everybody and send them to the Bulls. I mean, that's just... You can only do that so many times.
That's right. So it was a light week in Pacers land, so we're just going to do the one show this week. But we don't want to deprive the fans, Joey, of their statistic of the week. Do you have one you can drop on them, this week or today?
I can do that.
Typical Thursday show.
Yeah, I can do that for sure. This week, there's a lot of stats going on there. The one I saw I saw one on Reddit that was the final 21 seconds of the Nets-Bucks games. 21 seconds. Took more than 17 minutes in real time.
Oh, my God.
Apparently, there were 2 timeouts, 33 substitutions, 8 fouls, 19 free throw attempts, and 1 field goal attempt.
Oh, my God.
Over 17 minutes of real time. So, people not excited about that.
That's crazy. Was that game even close?
Yeah, I believe it was.
I'm assuming one team was fouling to try to get back in it or whatever.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I've seen enough of those two where it's not even really that close, and they're still like, we've been on the good end and bad end of those two, where it's just kind of they're fouling to stop the clock, and it's like you're down by 6 and there's 3 seconds left. Come on, guys.
Crazy.
So my actual stat of the week though is, we've mentioned before, the legendary Pirate Cat, who is he's passed on, R.I.P. But is a big brother to us in the social media world. Had many more followers on Facebook than we ever had,
and sure. and rightly so.
Oh, for sure, and did it with zero effort. It was just, he just lived his life, and people wanted to be, be with him. They wanted to, spend time with him, and they always posted on his page. And so now there is a statue, a memorial on the Monon, or right next to the Monon, which went up last year. I think it was late last year. And now he's been memorialized in beer form.
What?
Over at the Big Lug Brewery on 96th Street. 96th Street. Which I've been there before. Right on the Monon. It's a nice place to eat, nice place to get some drinks, and they brew their own beer. But they've got the Pirate Cat. It's a porter, brown porter. But I've heard very good things about it, and I think the proceeds go to, I believe, Face, the low cost. There's spay and neuter, and I think they do some adoptions and stuff too. So it's for a good. That's where they got him from. So
awesome.
It's funny. My brother's just not a cat person, and my brother went to go volunteer there, and really started. He was enamored with the cat because it jumped up on his shoulder like a pirate, and really took a liking to him. And that's where he got his name, and that's where my family got him from. So if you're in the neighborhood, you can pick that up at Big Lug. It's near 96 in Westfield, not too far, but right on the Monon. So And the weather's
Is this
getting
like
nice.
a limited run thing? Can we order this online?
I don't
Like,
think you can order it online, but I believe it's a limited run. I don't know the specifics on this, but I'd say get there soon before it's gone. But it's a brown porter beer. I've heard good things about it, and it benefits a good cause. So shout out to Big Lug for making a beer. It's the first first entity I've known that's been memorialized with an alcohol.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, did you know what? Did you know you didn't know Sam Adams?
Like the
Who's to know?
the
I don't
Patriot,
know. Yeah.
like the original guy.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that Sam Adams. I knew a Sam Adams though. Yeah.
I guess I did know a Sam Adams as well. So shout out there. Also, one more thing we didn't get to do yet is the haiku. Colson could not make it, but he sent in.
He did send in a haiku, which in classic Colson fashion is a little opaque. This is an homage to Bob Dylan. This is, of course, the Haiku Life Champagne of Poems corner. Brought to you by Colson. How many times can no dunk take place before you can call it a dunk? Question mark. Yeah. I think he's talking about the dunk contest, but he may be talking about an important play in Pacers land this week that I just didn't pay attention to. So
He also could be
if I
talking
got
trash.
that wrong,
He
send
could
us a
talking-
Twitter.
Yeah, he could be talking trash to the No Dunks podcast.
Could be. Yeah, let's start beef with them. That'd be good.
They seem like nice guys.
Yeah, mostly Canadians. They're mostly
Yeah.
nice.
Yep. Cool. Well, anything else you need to let the world know this week?
No, I got nothing.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this experience though, so far.
Yeah.
The new look Pacers.
I am too. It was. We gave up some talent now to invest in the future, and I mean this season was lost. It didn't matter at this point. By the time the trades happened, we were less than 1% to make the playoffs by any simulation or statistic that I had seen, that we were not going to go. So if you're not going to go, and nobody was having fun. Malcolm Brogdon was smiling, so
That's right. Well, probably because his Achilles hurt. So maybe that's just the difference. The absence of pain is pleasure. So
is that right? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Well, that's what they say.
Okay. All right. Well, until next week then, unless when's Colson coming to visit you?
On Friday.
On
This
Friday.
coming
Okay. Okay. If there's time, you can sneak in a rogue pod.
We will
But
try.
yeah, no promises, of course. Until next week, we'll be back with you. Until then, hit us up on social media. We are on Twitter at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/The Undebeatables. Our website is theundebeatables.com. There's a contact form there. You can use that to send us a message. And email, shout out at theundebeatables.com, and shirts at the website /store.
And for our once and always coach, Bobby Slick Leonard, and the architect, Donnie Walsh, and a pod of whales that inspired us.
Oh, man. wish I had some recordings of that.
I thought you did at some point. Didn't you dig up a cassette tape at some point?
I probably, yeah, there was some cassette tape. I need to go. I probably still have it. But the cassette tapes, the cassette players are getting harder to. I don't know that I have one anymore.
Yeah. Well, you should, when you sell the Volkswagen, like, you know, put that as a key marketing feature.
You know, you know what? So a couple years ago, I did replace that. Which, so yeah, my for listeners, my Volkswagen until a few years ago had a well, it was a CD player with, but it did have it was combo.
Yeah.
But I also had like an iPod integration thing, so I could listen to plug in an iPod. But I had a cassette player, and it was like the last one that I had. So every once in a while, I would crack open a Beatles tape that and a Led Zeppelin tape, and a couple other random ones that we had laying around, and sometimes some nonsense that we recorded in college.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot of nonsense.
There was no sense recorded, so
no,
like at any point.
That is for sure.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that was fun. Fifth time's a charm.
All right.
I don't know how Colson's messing our stuff up and he's not even here.
The man is multi-talented.
He's good at what he does.
That's right. His reach exceeds its grasp, or something like that. I don't know.
Or would it'd be the grasp exceeds its reach? Is that right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
If that helps.
That's all one needs to communicate is the other person to know what they mean.
Yeah. You don't need to finish your sentences or whatever. Right. I got it. Don't worry about that.